Today we meet Talkative. There's this man Talkative that Christian and Faithful bump into, and Faithful's really impressed with him because he can talk a great talk about Christian things. Christian isn't impressed with him because he knows Talkative and knows his life doesn't match. Talkative can talk the talk, but he doesn't walk the walk. Now, Talkative is here in Pilgrim's Progress not to make us suspicious of people. We must be careful this doesn't breed suspicion. In the New Testament, they accepted a claim of faith in Jesus unless and until there was reason not to think it was credible. Unless and until something in someone's life showed up, this person isn't a real believer. But if possible, they accepted someone's profession of faith. We should, as far as possible, take people at face value and not have a culture or an attitude of suspicion of people. But Talkative is here not to make us suspicious, but to make us discerning and to help us against getting unsettled. You see, we can get really unsettled. I have been when I've come across and known people who could really talk well about Christ and about Christian living and have even taught helpfully in the church, and then I've discovered that they're hypocrites, that their life doesn't match, that it's a show, that they're refusing to repent of some clear sin, and I found that really unsettling. And Talkative is here in Pilgrim's Progress, at least part of the reason is to tell us, yes, there are such people, don't get unsettled. You sadly have to expect to come across such. Did you notice how the reality of Talkative is shown up? It's shown up, Christian tells us, in his ordinary daily life, how he treats other people, and his prayerlessness. So let's, instead of being suspicious of others, turn this back on ourselves and ask, how do we get on in those areas? Our ordinary daily life, how we treat others, and are we prayerful? That's really where our hearts are shown up, not in how well do we talk to others at church and elsewhere. Then we have, while Christian and Faithful are discussing Talkative, Christian talks about judgment, and that God's judgment is on the basis of what we do, not on what we claim to believe or what we say. And then Faithful makes a parallel, which is rather interesting, with clean and unclean animals in the Old Testament. Don't think from this that Bunyan is denying the teaching of justification by faith alone. Bunyan believed in justification by faith alone. But he's reinforcing the message of James. Faith without works is dead. That God's judgment is on the basis of looking at our works, because he's looking for works that evidence real saving faith. Our works don't save us, but they must be there as the evidence of saving faith. Well, in the next video, we'll move on to the second part of Faithful's conversation with Talkative.